Breaking news! A colossal hairless demon has begun a reign of terror, attacking the city without warning. The day started like any other, but out of nowhere, the peace was shattered. A monstrous figure, 100 feet tall, emerged, its presence casting a terrifying shadow over the city. It was like a scene ripped straight from a science fiction nightmare. The demon, a grotesque creature devoid of any hair, began its onslaught. Buildings crumbled like sandcastles under its immense power. Businesses, once bustling with activity, were reduced to rubble in an instant. The city, a symbol of human achievement, was now a playground for this beast from the abyss. Fear gripped the hearts of the citizens as they ran, their screams echoing through the streets. The terror was palpable, the chaos overwhelming. Men, women, and children, their faces etched with horror, were swiped up by the demon and consumed. It was a sight too horrifying to comprehend. In the face of this unprecedented threat, the city's first responders sprang into action. Their pistols, usually enough to tackle any menace, proved ineffective against this behemoth. Bullets rained down on the demon, but it was like trying to stop a tidal wave with a plastic cup. The demon didn't even flinch. It was as if it was invincible. The sirens wailed, their shrill sound slicing through the cacophony of destruction. Orders were shouted, urging citizens to evacuate. The SWAT team arrived, their automatic rifles and tear gas grenades at the ready. They unloaded their arsenal onto the beast, hoping against hope to halt its rampage. But their efforts only seemed to incense the demon further. Then the beast retaliated. It let loose a screech so loud, so piercing that it shattered every window within a 35-mile radius. The sound, a monstrous symphony of fury, reverberated across the city, reaching even the farthest corners. It was a call, a challenge, a declaration of war. The beast, unfazed by the onslaught of bullets, retaliates with a deafening screech, shattering every window within a 35-mile radius. This was the beginning of the monstrous onslaught, the start of a battle that would determine the fate of the city. Wait! A new development! Brock, alerted by the demon's screech, has arrived on the scene! Out of nowhere, a figure appears, a veritable mountain of a man. His name, Brock, his mission? To save our city from the terror that has besieged it. Like a lightning bolt, he swoops into the chaos. The demon, mid-attack on the SWAT team, is stopped in its tracks by Brock's sudden appearance. The look of surprise on the demon's face is almost comical, if not for the dire circumstances. Brock isn't your average hero. He doesn't have a cape or a secret identity. No, Brock is something else entirely. He's a force of nature, a beacon of hope in this moment of despair. And he's here to save us from this monstrous demon, and then something truly astonishing happens. Brock raises his hand, and from his palm, a ray of light bursts forth. But this isn't any ordinary light. No, it's a cum ray. A power so unique and potent it's beyond comprehension. The ray slices through the demon like a hot knife through butter, cleaving the beast in half. The crowd gasps, a mixture of shock, relief, and awe washing over the city. For a moment it feels like we can finally breathe again. The beast is dead, and our city is safe. People break into cheers, shouting Brock's name in unison. The nightmare, it seems, is finally over. But, as we soon learn, the nightmare is far from over. The demon's halves, previously lying lifeless on the ground, start to twitch. Slowly they rise, reforming into not one but two new demons. The cheers turn into screams, and once again the city is thrown into chaos. But amidst the terror, one man stands tall, unfazed by the renewed threat. That man is Brock, our city's last hope. Just when we thought the nightmare was over, the demon's halves come back to life, doubling the terror. Brock, unfazed by the sight of the two demons, stands his ground. The monster before him was a sight to behold, a grotesque abomination that had risen from the remnants of its predecessor. Yet, there was not a flicker of fear in Brock's eyes. The onlookers could only watch in awe, entranced by the spectacle unfolding before them. The air was thick with anticipation. The first reanimated demon lunged towards Brock, its grotesque features contorted in a snarl. The crowd gasped, their breath hitching in their throats as the beast bore down on our hero. But Brock, ever the unwavering presence, merely lifted his hand and commanded, "Go home!" His voice was a thunderous echo that resonated in the hearts of the onlookers. They were stunned into silence as the beast, in response to Brock's command, simply disappeared. The impossible had just occurred before their very eyes, and the city erupted in a chorus of disbelief and marvel. The streets, which moments ago were filled with terror and chaos, were now painted with expressions of awe. A cheer rippled through the crowd, their voices intermingling to form a symphony of relief and admiration. They chanted Brock's name, their words echoing through the desolate cityscape. However, their moment of relief was short-lived as their attention was drawn to the second demon. It was even more terrifying than the first, with wings that blotted out the sun and a mouth that breathed fire. Its roar was deafening, a guttural sound that shook the very foundations of the city. The beast was visibly angrier, its eyes glowing with an unholy rage. As one threat disappears, another evolves. The second demon, now with wings and fire, is angrier than ever. The crowd was once again gripped by fear, their cheers dying in their throats. But amidst the chaos, Brock stood tall, his resolve unwavering, ready to face the new threat head-on. In the face of the fire-breathing demon, Brock remains calm and composed. Unfazed by the towering inferno of the beast, his gaze holds steady, radiating an aura of indomitable resolve. With wings spread wide, the demon roars, spewing forth a torrent of flame. The city trembles, its people flee, but Brock, he stands his ground. He's not backing down, he's not running away, he's not showing even a hint of fear. The air crackles with tension as the standoff between the man and the monster ensues. Then, in a voice as commanding as the roar of a thunderstorm, Brock issues a single word command. Stop! It reverberates through the air, echoes off the shattered buildings, and resounds through the desolate streets. The demon, in the midst of its fiery onslaught, freezes. The flames flicker and die, the roaring winds fall silent. The demon obeys. It halts its attack, its fiery eyes locked onto Brock. An audible gasp echoes through the crowd, their eyes wide with disbelief. The demon, a creature of destruction and chaos, has yielded to Brock. It's as if time itself has come to a standstill, the city holding its breath as it waits for what comes next. Brock approaches the demon, his steps steady, his gaze unwavering. He extends his hand, reaching out to the creature that moments ago was a threat to their very existence. The demon flinches, a growl rumbling in its throat, but Brock doesn't falter. His hand finds its mark, resting on the demon's fiery hide. A moment of silence, then the demon bows its head, acknowledging Brock's authority. The crowd erupts into cheers, their shouts of joy echoing through the city. It's a sight to behold, a man, standing tall beside a demon, a creature of destruction tamed. In an astonishing turn of events, Brock now has a pet demon. It's a testament to his power, his courage, and his resolve. Brock, the city's savior, has once again proven that no threat is too great, no foe too formidable. All hail Brock. The city, once in chaos and terror, now erupts in cheers for their unexpected hero, Brock. Imagine, if you will, a day like any other transforming into a scene of destruction and fear. A colossal, hairless demon standing 100 feet tall emerged from nowhere, laying waste to our beloved city. Buildings crumbled, businesses were destroyed, and citizens ran in fear as the demon gorged on the populace. The first responders, our brave men and women, found their weapons to be as ineffective as pebbles against a storm. The demon, unbothered, continued its rampage. The sirens wailed, urging citizens to evacuate as the SWAT team arrived armed with automatic rifles and tear gas grenades. But their barrage only served to enrage the beast further. It let out a screech so powerful it shattered every window within a 35-mile radius, a cry that reached Brock a staggering 756 miles away. Just as the demon was about to finish off our valiant SWAT team, Brock swooped in, stopping the monster's jaws with his bare hands. Then, in a display of power beyond comprehension, he used what can only be described as a beam of light to slice the demon in half. The beast was vanquished, or so we thought. In a twist no one could have predicted, the demon's halves began to move, reanimating into two separate entities. But Brock, unflinching in the face of this new threat, commanded the first demon to go home. And just like that, it was gone. The second demon, now winged and breathing fire, was stopped in its tracks by a single word from Brock. And then, in a sight that will be etched in our city's history forever, Brock tamed the demon, turning a terror into a pet. In the face of unprecedented terror, Brock emerged as the city's savior. All hail Brock, the hero who tamed a demon.